Okay, so Marietta, I want to make sure you understand the number lines, right?
Okay.
So let's just go through some. Some have positive and negative, some have just positive, some may have just negatives. Now, this number line, when you don't see the sign, that means plus. All right, that's a default. So you don't see any signs on this number line that says 1 to 10, right?
Okay.
That means all these numbers are plus. Plus
Okay.
1 through plus 10, right?
Okay.
Now, to go from a 1 to 2, is that an increase or a decrease?
Okay.
I'm asking you the question, Marietta. If I go from the number 1 to the number 2, is that an increase or a decrease?
Increase.
Very good. That's an increase. If I go from 9 to a 7, is that increase or decrease?
That's a decrease.
That's right. So you notice on this number line, when you go from left to
Correct.
right, you are
Yeah.
increasing.
Uh-huh.
When you go from right to left, you're decreasing.
Okay.
And that's true of a number line, whether it has all plus, all negative, or if it has a 0 and plus and negative. Same thing. Left to right, increasing. Right to left, decreasing. Okay, now let me take another number line. This one has a 0 in the middle, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, whenever you have a number line and the 0 is in the middle, on the right, the numbers are plus. On the left, the numbers are
Decreasing.
negative. All right. Same rule though. If you go from left to right, you're increasing.
Uh-huh.
If you go from right to left, decreasing.
Okay.
Now, let me just ask you if, let me just go here. I just want to ask you a question. Okay. So let me just ask you a question. What is larger? What is larger? -4 or -5? Which one is larger?
-4.
-4. Very good. Excellent. Because remember, I said you go from left to right, you're increasing. So the -4 is at the left of the -5. So that means it is larger. And that's true of negative numbers. The absolute value might be bigger, but the number is actually smaller. So what
Yeah.
is larger? You said, okay, answer -4. Very good. Now, let me ask you another question.
Sure.
What is larger? Let me just write it here. So, what is larger? Okay. -6 or okay, +5. Okay. So what's the answer? -6 or +5? Which one is larger?
To me, +5 is larger.
That's it. Very good. You're getting it. Answer +5. Because when you go from left to right, we said increasing. That 5 is sitting over here, right? And the -6 is over here. So even though the absolute value of the 6 is bigger, it's actually smaller,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, when we say absolute value of a number, we really saying the distance of the number from 0.
Yeah.
So from 0 to -2, the distance is 2.
Uh-huh.
Distance is always positive, never negative.
Okay.
The distance from 2 to 4 is 2. The
Uh-huh.
distance from 2 to 5 is 3. 1, 2, 3. You could
3.
actually count them. Or you could just say 5 minus 2 is 3. Now,
Okay.
knowing that, What's the distance from 2 to 6? You write it here. What is the distance from 2 to
6.
6? Right. Now, when I don't put the sign, it's plus. So that means I'm over here. So you look at the 2 and you look at the 6. What's the distance? How many places did I move?
How many places you move? Let me
Yes.
see.
We
One.
go from 2 to
You move
6.
three. So you move 3 places.
How many?
3 places. You
Okay.
see?
The 2 is right here.
Okay,
The
one.
6
That's
is here. So 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. How many places?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places.
Look at it again now. 2
Uh-huh.
to 3. That's one place.
Okay. Oh, okay. I understand. So
Because
that means you did 4 places.
that's it. 4 places.
Yeah, you did
4.
4 places.
That's it. And you could find that. You could just say 6 minus 2 is 4, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So the answer is 4 places. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
whenever you say distance between two numbers, you always get a positive number, never negative. Now, let me just ask you another question. I want to go over on the minus side. So let me just put this as, okay. Can you still see this number line? Maybe I'll
Yeah.
go to,
Right. 2. 1, 2.
okay. You can still see this number line, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to know, let me just go here. Bring this down here. I want to ask your distance again. I want to make sure you understand it. What is the distance? Let me just copy this and put in some new numbers. What is the distance from a -4? Let me just put here -4. And I want to go to a 1. Okay. From a -4 to a 1. How many places?
-4 to 1, 1.
Here's the -4 right here, right? And
Okay.
I'm going to, I'm sorry, -4 to 2. So I'm -4 right here on the left, and I'm
Mhm.
going to a 2 over here on the right.
Oh, the plus. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No,
Okay.
no, think of it this way. Think of it this way. From -4 to 0 is how many places?
-4 to 0.
From, yeah, from -4 to 0.
-4 to 0. That's
How many,
1,
how many
1 to
places is that?
2 places.
How many?
2. Oh no.
I'm here, right here at -4, and I'm going to 0 in the middle.
Oh, it's a 4 places.
What?
No, no. Let me see. One,
Just count
one,
them. 1,
2,
2,
4.
3, 4.
Yeah,
Right?
4 places. Yeah,
Yeah. So from -4 to 0,
four
you
places. To 4 places.
move 4 places, right?
Mhm,
Now we're sitting there at 0 and we want to go to 2. So now
mhm.
we'll say from 0
Two.
to 2, and that's how many places? From
Zero
0 to 2 is how many places, Marietta?
is 0 to places is 1, 2.
0 to 2. It's 2
Yeah,
places, right? I'm sitting at
two.
0 and then I'm moving to 2.
Two
So
places.
that's
Yeah.
2 places. So that's move. So what's the total?
Two. Two.
From -4 to 2. I broke it up into 2 steps. Minus 4 to 0 is 4 places.
Uh-huh.
0 to 2 is 2 places. So what's the total?
Oh, you have to add all of them together. Oh, I didn't
That's
know.
right. And what would that be?
I didn't know you had, I'm 6.
That's it. You got it. 4
Eh,
plus 2, and that
eh,
would be
eh.
6
Yeah.
places. Okay, 6 places. And that's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you have something like this and you say how many places, you could really just say 4 plus 2 and you
Yeah.
got your answer. Because remember, you're using the absolute value. So
Mm-hmm.
the absolute value of a negative 4 is just 4, a positive 4. So you add 4 to the 2 and you get 6. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's just look at, okay, so we said number line decrease from right to left, increase from left to right. So you have here is showing you when you go from a 6 to a 5, that's a -1 difference, right? 6 minus 5, you move
Mhm.
one place to the left. Okay, so decrease right to left and increase from uh, left to right. Okay, so that's really okay. So now this one is bigger. You have some, I mean, it has more numbers. Okay, suppose you go from a 2 to a 14 on this number line. How many places did you move? From
From
2 to 14.
okay, from 2 to 14. You
Yes.
move, let me see. That's one, two,
Now
three,
you don't
four.
have to count them now. You just subtract. From 2 to 14 is how many places?
Oh, 2 to 14. Okay, I'm thinking. I didn't put it in my head yet.
Yeah, 14 minus 2 is what?
Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me subtract it. I ain't track it
No,
yet.
no, no, no. This is mental math. 14 minus 2. What's 2 from 4?
2.
So it's 12 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice doing things that you can just really do without a calculator or
Yeah.
pencil paper.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
if you say 14 minus 2, you really subtracting 2 from 4, right? And then you got a
Yeah.
1 left, a 10. So it's 12. So you didn't have to go through and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? You can just
I
say
have it.
14 minus 2 is 12.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the homework. Now, the reason we go through this number line is so you can kind of understand what we mean by negative numbers and positive numbers. So if you picture the number line, you got a 0 sitting in the middle, and you got positive on the right and negative on the left. So hopefully that structure will help you with understanding positive and negative. So now let's go to our homework. Now you see the homework?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do number 1? What is the value of 3 plus a -4 plus 5 plus a -6?
I get A.
You got A.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Oh, you want to tell me how you got it?
I subtract -4 and 3. I get a 1. And then I add something number the 5 to the 6. I get a 1. And I add it together is a 2.
Very good. You said 3 plus a -4 is a -1, and a
Okay.
5 plus a -6 is a -1, and a
Yeah.
-1 and a -1, you got a -2.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, that's one way of doing it. You could have combined all your negatives, right? You could have said -4. What you did is fine, but I just want to show you another way of doing it.
Mhm.
Okay. You could have said -4 plus -6.
Mhm.
Okay. And I don't need a plus here because I'm adding these two. -4 and a -6. And I don't need a parenthesis here. And that's equal to, because when you add two negatives, you get a negative, right? So that's equal to -10, right? -10.
Okay.
Okay. Now the positive numbers are the 3 and the 5. So then I say 3 plus 5 equal 8. So I have a negative number and a positive number. So I say -10. And what do you do when you add a negative and a positive? What do you do? What operation? Arietta, what operation? When you have unlike signs and you're adding them, what do you do?
No, that one I don't know that one. That one I don't
No, you subtract.
Oh, you subtract from the 10 to the 8.
8 from the 10 and you get what?
It,
You're on mute. Arietta, you're on mute. Arietta, you're on mute. Unmute yourself. Turn off your mic.
okay. All
Oh,
right.
there you go. Now I can hear you. Then
Um,
I said when you have a positive and a negative, you're adding, you subtract.
yeah.
So what's
And
8 from 10?
it's 2.
8 from 10 is 2. And what's the biggest absolute value number?
Um, the big value number
The
is
absolute value, which one of these is bigger, the 10 or the 8?
the 8.
No,
The 10?
absolute. Remember when we say absolute value, we don't have a sign.
Yeah.
So you compare a 10 to an 8, no signs. Okay,
No.
so the 10 is bigger. So then you get -2.
Yeah.
So what you did is fine. You added a plus and a minus. You add the plus and the minus, and then you add the two minuses, and you got the answer. And that's fine. The other way you could do it, you could combine the negatives, combine the positives, and get an answer. You use whichever one you feel comfortable.
Oh, okay.
The nice thing is you got it correct. That is very, very good. Okay. Now, let's do number 2. Did you try number 2?
Yeah, try number 2, but I having a little difficulty number 2 because number 2. Let me see what I did.
You want to read it? Read number 2.
You borrow $5 from Sandra, and borrow
And then borrow.
and then borrow another $10. Write the expression, this action.
Okay, so $5 from Sandra. How would you represent that with a sign?
I put a subtraction, not the add. I didn't add it.
So
Let me
how
see.
would you represent
I
borrowing from somebody? Would you say a +5 or would you say a -5?
put a plus sign.
No, you're not giving. No, you're borrowing from somebody.
Oh yeah.
So
So I
that
have
would
to
be a -5, right?
negative sign.
Okay, so let's just put here. Okay.
Negative sign.
All right, let's see. Okay, so that would be a -5, right?
Yeah.
Now you borrow another 10. What would that be?
It's an add.
No, how would you represent the $10 you borrowed?
Yeah. Oh yeah, another borrow. I forget. I forgot.
So, so that would be what? +10 or -10?
A minus 10.
-10.
A minus 10.
Yes. Maureen gave me -5 and -10. Now I
Yeah.
said, write the expression for these actions. Now I should have made clearer because what I want you to put now -5, -10, I accepted that as the answer, but I really wanted you to add these. Okay. -5 and a -10. What does that equal to?
Minus 5 and minus 10 is a
Yes.
5.
Add two negatives, you get what?
Negative.
That's right. So what would be the answer?
A 5.
No, you just told me you add. So you subtracted.
Let me see. You see
Add
how
add a 5 and a 10. What do you get?
15.
That's it. So and the sign would be what?
Uh, a plus sign,
No,
a subtraction sign.
no. When you add two negatives, you get a negative.
I always say subtract sign, negative sign.
Well, the negative, you adding two negatives.
Yeah. Then
Okay. Uh let, let's see. Let me put it another way. Okay. So let me put a plus
and a negative sign.
and then I'll put this in parentheses. Maybe it's clearer when I do it this way. Okay.
So I get 15.
That's right. Very good. And it's a negative 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now you owe Sandra $15.
Yeah.
And that's negative.
Yeah.
So remember when I gave you those sign rules, negative plus a negative gives you a negative. Plus and a plus gives you a plus.
Yeah.
Like 5 plus 10 is 15.
Yeah. I get 15.
Negative 5 plus a negative 10 is a negative 15.
Yeah.
So the first bara is a negative 5. The second bara is a negative 10.
Yeah.
Is that clear,
Yeah.
Marietta?
Yeah. I have that.
Okay. Now let's go to number 3.
It says, which of the following is true for number greater than -4?
So which answer did you pick?
I get two answers.
You got two
One,
answers?
yeah, one is -3 is greater, and I have number B. It says only positive numbers are greater.
We just looked at the number line. A negative number could be greater or a positive number could be greater. Remember?
Yeah.
We looked at the number, so it can't be B or C. You're right. The answer is D. But it
Yeah.
can't be your other answer
Mm-hmm.
because we just looked at a number line and we showed that the negative numbers can sometimes be greater than the positive numbers. So it's not only positive numbers.
Yeah. I take I have I have D.
Yeah, D is correct. That's right. Very good. Because the -4 for a number to be greater, the absolute value has got to be less, right? So 3 is less than 4.
Yeah.
Very good. Because we went through one like that before, and I'm glad you got that one correct. Oh, you're doing good, Marietta. You're doing really good. Okay. Now, what
Yeah.
about the PEMDAS rules? Did you do
Yeah,
those?
that one I was having a difficulty with it, but my daughter showed me how to do it.
Okay, so tell me how you did it. What did you
Um,
do first?
the first one when I did it, right? I did it add it first, and I get 12. My daughter said, "No, mommy, you get it wrong." So I say, "Well, let me do multiply." I multiply 4 times 4, give me 16, and I multiply another 4 underneath the 16, it give me 64, and
Okay.
I divide the 15 to 3, I get a 5, and
Okay.
I put the 64, I put the 64 and the 5, I add the 64 and the 5, I get 69.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, I'm so proud of
That's
you. I'm so proud of
only
you.
That's the only thing I
Okay.
had problem. And I said, nah, it can't be. That one can't be. So when I called my daughter said, mommy, you probably did it wrong.
Well,
And
you had really good help because the
yeah, she told
fourth
me, and
you
then
did the exponent first, right? Because
yeah,
PEMDAS
yeah,
parentheses exponents. Now there are no parentheses here, so you did the exponent first. So you just told me you took the 4
uh-huh,
raised to the third power, and
yeah,
that you said was equal to 64, right?
yeah,
That was equal to 64. And then you did the division next, right?
yeah, Mhm.
That's it. That's the order you did this division. So
And I get
let's
a
just
5.
put that there. And there's the division. 15 divided by 3 is equal to what?
5.
5. That's right. That's the math. Then you just plug them in. You have 64 plus 5, and that's equal to 69. So
Yes.
64 add 5, and you get
9.
69. And that's the answer.
Mhm.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay, now what about number 5? You do that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me how you did on number 5. Let's take
Number 5, I multiply number 5. I multiply um two 3 times I get 32. And then I put and then I get the 32, and then I put the sign, and I bring the 6 down, and it give me 26. And then I add 3, then I get 29.
Okay, back up now. How did you do this 2 to the 5th? Because you do the exponent first, right? So how did you do that one?
I multiply them
How many times?
5 times.
That's right. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's what that means. Now you can do it on the calculator.
No, I
Do
didn't
you,
do
do you
that.
have the calculator what
No,
is it?
I don't have it yet. I didn't do it on calculator.
Oh,
I
you need to get the Texas Instrument TI-30XS.
know,
I'll text you because
I have.
that's the one you can just and I'll go through some of the operations like getting the square or multiplying or dividing or adding. Okay, so you can just plug in the numbers and then it'll give it to you. But anyway,
Yeah,
what was your answer? Here's
I get 32.
okay. 8 times 16, you got 32. Okay, very good. Now we take the 32.
And the 6, and the 6, and
Okay,
then
okay, so we have 32
mhm,
times. Now just put in what's here. Okay, 32 times minus 6
mhm.
plus 3. So we just taken our original problem and put what we have here for our exponent. Okay. Let's see, I think I bring this all to the other side. Okay. Okay, now I'm on the other page, right? Okay. So now what was your next step?
And then I add all of them together. I get 29.
What was your next step?
I subtract it. I get 26, and I add the 3. I don't the 20. Thing. I get 29.
Okay. That's a common error that you made. Now,
No, I subtract I thing everything, and then I get 26.
what did you subtract?
The 32 to the 6, and the 6.
But what does time? This is a time sign. That's multiplication.
You see how I do it?
No, I understand what you're saying, Marietta, but this 32 and that X there means times, multiplication.
Uh-huh.
You know the symbols for multiplication?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because there's more than one. Now, let me just put them here. Multi.
Multiplication. I know.
Okay. So multiplication has several symbols to represent it. What is one of the symbols? What is one of the symbols to represent multiplication?
What are symbols?
Yeah, they say you multiplying. How do you know something is a multiplication?
How do I know?
Yes.
This is multiplication.
This is multiplication right here.
Yeah.
32 times a negative 6.
Mm-hmm.
So multiplication, you can have the x, you can have asterisk.
Oh, I don't know that one. The second
Okay,
one? I
yeah,
don't know the second
yeah.
one.
I'm putting them here. You can have the asterisk. You can have you can have really a dot.
That is multiplication.
Yes, it's a bigger dot though than this. So
Oh,
this is a
okay.
dot, but it's usually bigger than that.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Let's see if I can make it. Yeah, it's a bigger dot than this. Or you could have parentheses. Parentheses can represent. Or you could have side by side. And I'll go through them, okay?
Well, I did the thing, the parenthesis with the 32.
Yeah. See this 32 times a negative 6. That's a multiplication.
Okay.
So what's 32 times minus 6? And you do this first, right? So let's just take this. That's the multiplication.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is that equal to? What's 32 times a negative 6?
I get 26.
No, that's not a subtraction. That's a multiplication. That means you got to take the 6 and multiply it by 32 and then put the correct sign.
Okay, okay,
So
okay,
what
okay.
so multiply 6 by 32. Tell me what you get.
Multiply by 32 by multiplication.
6 by 32. Tell me what you get.
6 multiplication by 32. 120, 192.
That's right. And a plus times a minus gives you a negative, unlike signs multiply to give you a negative. So you get a negative 192, right?
Hey. Uh-huh.
Now, that's added to the 3. So your next step would be to take that negative 192 plus the 3. And what is that equal to?
195.
No, that's a negative now. Remember, what do you do with unlike signs? You subtract,
Uh-huh.
right? So what's 192? And this is plus, take this out. Okay. So a minus 192 plus 3. What is that equal to, Marietta?
Plus 3.
Unlike signs, you subtract. So what's 3 from 192?
I get 195.
No, you subtract, not add, because
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a negative and this is a plus.
Sorry.
That's okay. What do you get?
Wait a minute. Sorry. 192 subtract.
Subtract
Uh,
3.
it's 189.
What?
189.
189. And what would be the sign?
Um, um, the first thing.
The
This
bigger
one.
number has
Yeah.
negative. So it would be a negative,
Negative
negative
thing.
189.
Oh my God, I get that one wrong.
And what's the answer?
I get 29.
Yeah, but it will be answer what? What choice?
Mine is 29. That's what I've been telling you. I get a 29.
I know,
I
but now what would you say your answer? A, B, or C?
got is B.
B. That's right.
Yeah.
answer B.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now I said multiplication, you can use the X, you could use an asterisk, you could use the dot, you could use paren, or you could use side by side. Now, let's just go back up here to this 32 times minus 6, right?
Yeah.
Just want to just take that. That's a multiplication. Because you took it as an addition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just put it here.
I do
So,
it in the beginning. I did in the beginning. I start good, but at the end, I did it the wrong version.
yeah, because you got multiplication and addition mixed up.
Yeah.
That's okay. But see, you could write this as 32 times negative 6. This could also be written as 32 in parentheses times times a negative 6. Okay. So you could write it with parentheses.
Mhm.
Okay. Negative 6. Okay. Or you could put a dot. Okay. And it's usually a bigger dot. 32 times negative 6. And the negative you put in parentheses because it's not positive. Okay. Now, what I mean side by side, if you had 6y, that means 6, and I'll put asterisk time y. So if you have a number and what we call a variable, now a variable is just anything from A to Z, any letter from A to Z. So 6y means 6 multiplied by y. That's what I mean by side by side. So when you see something like that, that means a multiplication. Or even if you had two variables, if you had A, B, okay, what would that be equal to as a multiplication?
That one I don't know that one
No,
yet.
no. Uh, Remember I say side by side is a multiplication, right? So if
Mhm.
I had just A, B, that's the same as saying A multiplied by B. That's all I mean by side by side. You could have two variables. That means the variable times the variable. You could have a number and a variable. That's the number times the variable. So that's what I mean side by side. If you have a variable next to a variable, or if you have a number next to a variable, that's a multiplication.
Okay, so A and B side by side is multiplication, right?
That's right. And it could be a number and a variable, or it could be two variables. But not two numbers, because 6 means the number 66, not 6 by 6. Okay. So it has to be a number and a variable, or it could be two variables, two or more variables. I'm just simplifying the two, but it could be three variables. It could be A, B, C. That would be A times B times C. Okay, but that's something we'll get into later. But I just wanted you to know that these are different ways you represent multiplication. And what you did here, you added these. But see, in order for this to be an add, this would have to be a plus sign.
Okay.
All right. So you know for adding is plus, for subtracting is minus, and for division, it could just be a number over a number, or it could be a slash, or it could be what? The division symbol. Like here, this division symbol right here. That's the common one. Dot, dash, dot. Okay?
Mhm.
So remember your symbols. Dot, dash dot division. Multiplication, division is like three symbols. You could have dot, dash, dot, or you could have the number over itself, or you could have a number slash itself. It all means division. But multiplication, you have 5 different ways you can show it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, so with that one, I probably should give you another PEMDAS. But you did really good though. You did really good, Marietta. I want to give you another I want to give you another PEMDAS. Okay. Okay, I'll give you another one, multiplication. Let me just take this one and modify it. And okay. Okay. Now let me just give you this one. Okay, this is 3. And let me just put it, let me just use parentheses here. Okay, I want you to do this one. Okay, so do this PEMDAS. Use PEMDAS to solve.
It's a multiplication.
That's right. So I want you to, let me just put it all on the next page. Okay. Okay, so I want you to do that one. Arietta, 3 to the 5th. And you notice I'm using parentheses here, right? To represent multiplication. So what are you going to do first?
Multiply 3 5 times.
That's right. So too bad you don't have a calculator.
Multiply by 3 5 times, and you get the answer. And then you add. Then you do.
So I want you to do that.
Okay. Okay. Let me do it. I need a calculator because me can't deal with that. I need a calculator.
Yeah, you need a, well, okay, let me make it easier. Let me make it, yeah, because that's a pretty big number. So let me just make that a 3.
It's 243.
Okay, so I made it 3 to the 3rd power. That makes it easier to figure it out. Okay, so
I was doing it already. I did.
that's okay. Just make it 3 to the 3rd power.
Okay. I had that 243.
Okay.
Okay, let me do it. Okay. 27. 3 times 3.
No, do it and give me your final answer. What is that equal to?
Which one?
This one. 3 to the 3rd times 4 minus a 6. Just tell me what answer you get.
I get 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Now I'm doing the 4 with the 27.
multiplication, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do your multiplication, then do your division.
I get
What's your answer?
to me I get the answer negative 40.5.
Ooh. Okay. Now, okay, let's just do it in steps. So you take the 3 to the third, right? And let's just copy that. Now, what did you get for that? 3 to the third. What was your answer?
I get 27.
Okay, that is correct. Got. Okay, so you got 27. Very good. Okay. All right. Now, what did you do with that 27?
I divided with the 4.
That's not a division. That's a multiplication.
Okay.
Remember I said parentheses, right?
Yeah.
So once you once you do that, let me just copy this. So you got the 27. All right. So let's
And
put it here.
multiply it by, and
So
then
so
parentheses.
27. Okay. Now this becomes 27 times 4.
Mm-hmm.
Did you multiply that out?
I get 108.
Okay, very good. So you got 108. Now you do the subtraction. So
I get
what's
six. I get six with this. I get the multiply the 108 by the 6.
that's a subtraction?
I know. I get I get the parenthesis 648.
No, no.
Wait a
Marietta,
minute. Wait a minute.
108 minus 6 means to subtract
Wait
6
a minute.
from 108.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I did something wrong. Wait a minute. Let me do something.
So,
108.
so that's a subtraction, remember?
I get 102.
That's it. Very good. That's a subtraction. So 108
I
minus
pressed something
6
wrong. I
is
pressed.
102.
Yeah.
That's your answer.
Yeah. I pressed something that I
All
didn't.
right.
I,
Yeah, you're getting your operations mixed up. You got to remember when you have the minus sign, that's a subtraction.
yeah. I
See,
did. I pressed a number without checking it.
okay. Yeah, because that the parenthesis was a multiplication. 4
Yeah.
times 27, 108. Now the
Yeah.
last step is subtraction. 6 subtraction from 108. 6 from 8 leave 2,
One,
and
one,
0 from the 100 is 100. So you get 102.
102, 108, 108 minus 6, 102.
It's 102. All right. Let's do one more because I want you to get comfortable knowing what mathematical operation you're doing. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay. So let's just take another one. Let me go back up here and I'll take some that okay, let me take this one and modify it and give you some that has different operations. Okay. Okay, so we'll take this one This would be 2. And okay, this is okay. I'll leave that as plus. Okay, this would be let's see, 50. Uh, okay, make it easier numbers for you to do it. Okay. Okay. Now, so you got multiplication, you've got exponents, you got division, and you got subtraction. Okay, now I'll put this.
I have add and multiplication and division.
Okay, so you've got exponents, you've got multiplication, you've got adding, you've got subtracting, and you've got division. So I want you to do this one. Tell me what you get. You know which one you do first, right?
The adding.
No, exponent. Remember PEMDAS?
Oh,
Exponent you do first.
the two two times.
Yeah, let me make it bigger. Let me make it bigger so you don't have to strain. Okay. Okay. Now I've got it bigger. All right. 2 to the third plus 50 times 2 minus 12 divided by 3. Tell me what you get. Marietta, do that one. Do it following PEMDAS. And tell me what answer you get.
Okay. Uh-huh. You know that one is a little hard on me. The the 50.
What?
The 50.
Well, the 50 is that's a multiplication.
Okay. I got okay. Okay, multiplication by that one is wrong. I have no problem with this one. Oh my
So,
God.
so what do you do first? What
I
operation do you do first?
I add two, three times. I get a 8.
Okay, so you do this one first. So
Yeah.
let's put it here. Okay,
I
so
get a 8.
okay, so that's correct. So you did the exponent first, and that's good. And
And
you
then
got
I
8.
get this one.
And what's the next one you do?
I get this one. I did subtract.
According to PEMDAS, what would be the next one you would do?
I do this one, the 50.
No. Parenthesis. Okay. Parenthesis. Actually, the first one you should have done was a parenthesis.
Okay.
And then the exponent. So number. Okay, let me just do this. So number one, you're going to do parenthesis first. Let me just do this. Okay. So this would be the second one, exponent. So let's put that there. That's the second step, right? The first step is going to be this 12 divided by 3, parenthesis. All right, so that would be the first step. Okay, that's number one. I'm putting these in steps to make it easier. So 12 divided by 3 is equal to what?
4.
What's that equal to?
4.
4. Okay, so that's 4. So you're going to do that one first, then you do the exponent.
Okay.
Put that, take that out. Okay. So once you do that, you have a 4 and you have, let me just put what you have. After you do those two steps, you'd have 8. Let me just put this here. Okay, no, let me go ahead and do it. What would be your third operation?
The third operation, um,
We did the parentheses, we did the exponent.
is you have to multiply the 50 by 2.
That's it. Very good. So let me just put this here. I want to put them in order. So this would be 50 by 2. Let's put that there. And what's 50 times 2?
100.
That's it. Very good. Okay. So now you got everything you need,
Oh, I
right?
got it. Now I see how you do it.
You see, now you got everything you need to do, and your subtraction and adding come next, right? So let's just put that in. So 2 to the third is 8. So you have 8 plus what? 100
I will give you
minus 4, because that's what 12 divided by 3 is for, right? So we just make that bigger. And you tell me what you get when you add 8. I just want to make that bigger so you can see it. Okay.
108.
Okay. 36. I want to make it bigger. Okay. Now, what is that equal to?
Equals what? 100 and 100 times 8.
No, that's a plus. This is a plus now.
100 plus 8 is 108.
That's right. 108. Yeah. Okay, so 8 plus 100 minus 4. And what's that equal to?
104.
Yeah, 108 minus 4 is 104. That's your
Yeah.
answer.
Now you know what I did wrong.
What did you
I
do
went.
wrong?
The two first. I didn't go to the bigger number first.
Parenthesis. You didn't go to
Yeah,
the parentheses, right? Yeah.
I went.
Um,
I went. The small thing
yeah,
first.
well, according to PEMDAS, you do the parentheses first. So 12 divided by 3, you'd have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do the exponent, that's 8. Then you do the multiplication. Now you put them together because this 2 to the third is 8.
Mm-hmm.
50 times 2 is 100.
Mm-hmm.
12 divided by 3 is 4. And
Mm-hmm.
then you can do your addition and subtraction.
Okay.
And you do it from left to right. So even if the subtraction, because it's PEMDAS with adding subtraction, but if the subtraction had come first, you would have done it first because you
Okay.
go from left to right. In other words,
Mm-hmm.
if this had been 8 minus 100 plus 4, you would do the subtraction because the rule is you go from left to right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be your answer, 104. Is it making sense now?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes
Yes,
sense.
okay. Yeah. So yeah, this one but see, sometimes you given a like a order of operation problem and you ask which step you would do last. Like which step would you do last here? The last step would be the adding or the subtraction, right? Because notice we did the adding and then the subtraction. They are the
Yeah.
last steps.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just indicate what step is done last or what step is done first. Like if I gave you this question and I said which uh and I gave you choices, say which one is done first, and I said the exponent, the multiplication, the division, the adding and subtraction. Well, you say okay, the parentheses, because that's done first. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did good on that. Very good. Now, I said something, we did the number line. That absolute value, I just want to make sure you understand that. Absolute value, you put a number between two vertical lines, like here. Absolute value of 6 is 6. Absolute value of -6 is 6. So when you say absolute value of a number, no sign on it. All right, that's all I want you to remember. Absolute value has no sign. Okay, you represent absolute value with two vertical lines, and the number between two vertical lines means absolute value. Is that clear, Marietta, on
Yeah,
absolute value?
I'm listening to you.
Okay, and remember that's just the number of spaces, number of places from the number line to 0. That's all absolute value is. So from a -6 to 0 is 6 places. Okay. Now I want to look at, well, let me go to the whiteboard because I want to go to fractions on the number line. So let me do a new share and go to the whiteboard. And let me draw a number line. Okay. And I'll put a 0. I'll put a 0. Well, no, I'll just put a 1. Okay. I'm going to put a 1. So that's a 1. Okay. And this is a 2. And this is a 3. And this is a 4. Now, you can have fractions on a number line. Now, if I put something here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say between 1 and 2, I'm halfway. So what would I call this point right here? Call it A. What would I call A? What do you think A would be?
A half.
Well, this is 1 and this is
Mm-hmm.
2.
Mm-hmm.
What would the number be halfway between 1 and 2?
Mm.
It would be 1.
1.5.
That's it. Very good. 1 and 1/2.
Okay. But
right?
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How did you get to one and one? I know I say one and a half. How do we get to one? This one because you don't have no number underneath it.
What do you mean? What's your question again?
This one, this number, right? This one.
This 1.5?
Yeah, the one and a half.
Yeah, because if this is 1
Yeah, I know it's
and
one.
this is 2,
Yes.
halfway between 1 and 2 is 1 plus a half.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Okay.
what they
All right. Now, okay, let me just take this one. Okay. Okay. I want to just take the number 1.
have.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to put it in fractions. Okay. Now, this whole number is just from 0
Two, four.
to 1. Okay,
Okay.
so this whole line is just the number 1. So if I go from, notice I have it in what? 1, 2,
Three.
well, actually, I wanted, no, let me do it up here because I don't want to. Okay, so this is 0
Mhm.
and this is a 1. So I want you to understand fractions. Okay, that's a 1. So I have, okay, here, let's see, 2. Okay. Now, this is a 0. This is a 1. So halfway between this is 1/2, right? Halfway between 0 and 1 is a half.
Mhm.
So what would this point be? Say if I call this B. What's this point B here? If this is a 1/2, this is a 0, what would this point be right here?
Oh, that's a one.
No, a 1 is here.
Oh, the one is here,
There's the
and this
1 right here. All
and
right.
this is so
There's the 1 right here. Okay.
and
So
that's a
this is a half. Now, how many? Wait, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That
mhm.
means each one of these fractions represent a fourth.
Okay.
So that's 1/4. It's 1/4. This is 1/2, the same as 2/4, right? So
Mhm.
that's 2/4. Let me just put it here. That's 2/4. This would be 3/4. And 1 is 4/4. Any number over itself is just equal to 1. So each one of these represent a fourth. This is 1/4. Okay. How you know the fractions? Okay, if I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4 distances, that means each distance is a fourth. If I gave you 5, each distance would be a fifth. If I gave you just 2, then each would be a half.
Okay.
Is it making sense?
I don't get that one yet.
Okay, well, let me
I ain't
just,
get that one yet. That one
okay,
that one is something. I
all
ain't
right,
get it
let,
yet.
let me
I
just,
remember this one. Those I remember, but this one is battle me.
okay,
And
let
so
me
that so
say,
that means is 1/4.
okay, all right,
One
let
fourth
me
of this.
just, okay, let me do a new share, go back to the whiteboard and clear. Okay, now, let me draw the number line again.
Okay.
All right. Now, this number line is just from 0, I do it like this, to 1. Okay, from 0 to 1. That means this point right here, I'll just call that A, right? That's halfway between, so that would be just 1/2, the fraction 1/2. Is that part clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so from 0 to 1 and midway is just 1/2. Okay, if I took half here, then that's half of a half, or 1/4.
Okay.
Like 4/4 is a whole. 4/4 is $1. So 4/4 would be equal to 1/2. I mean, 4/4 would be equal to 1. So this would be 1/4. This would be 3/4. So let me just, okay. So this is 1/4, and this would be 3/4. So even if you didn't have the numbers here, you could really say what they are. Because if I just gave you this and I didn't tell you this was a fourth, you know, if I went midway between 0 and a half, I've got half of $1, which is a quarter, or 1/4, 1/4.
Wait a minute, just a minute.
Mhm. And 1/2 is the same as 2/4, right? So it's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. And then the whole is 4/4.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Marietta, is that clear now?
You have you have 1/4, 1.5 is
Not 1.5 now, because the whole from here 0 to 1 is just one whole. And I'm dividing that one whole into fractions. And the
oh,
fractions I'm using are fourths.
okay.
So this is 1/4.
And
This
this one.
is 2/4, and 2/4 is the same as 1/2, and this is 3/4. And then the whole is 4/4, 4/4.
Okay.
Is it making sense?
Mm.
Questions, Marietta?
I'm thinking, I'm thinking. Let me see. You know, Miss Bams,
Yes.
that one is battling me.
Okay.
Like
All right.
I get
Okay.
the rest is easy, but this one is battling me.
Okay. This is the same. Suppose this is a pizza. See that? Okay. And I draw this. I take half the pizza, and then I
That's
draw another line, and each one of these represent a fourth.
a fourth. Yeah, that's a fourth. I know that one.
You understand that, right?
That
So
one,
it's
that
the
one.
same thing here, except it's on a number line.
Okay,
You
all right.
got it?
Because I know
So
when you say the pizza is
that's a
half,
fourth, that's a fourth, that's a fourth. So
that
all of this here would represent 2/4 or 1/2.
okay. All
It's
right.
just that I chose to show it on a number line.
Oh, okay. All right then.
All right. So sometimes on a number line, you're not given all of the values, but you can figure them out. Like even if I didn't tell you that this was 1/4, you could figure it out if I tell you this is a half.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you A is a half and I gave you B, right?
Mm-hmm. Base
Even
one.
if I didn't tell you 1/4, you could figure it out because you say
Oh,
half of my half is a quarter, 1/4. Got it?
yeah, got it now.
Okay. So let me just okay.
Um,
Okay, so I saved it.
my foot swollen a little bit.
Okay, now let me go back to new share and go back to, all right. So, okay. Now here's an example of what I just did. You see, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1. Yeah, I just drew a number line and I'm showing you a number line there with quarters. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Now, if we say we want to divide it into six, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have 1/6,
2,
2,
6,
6,
3,
3,
6,
6,
4,
4,
6,
6,
5, 6.
5, 6, 1. So if I gave you this number line and I didn't tell you this was 2, 6, you would know, because if I gave you 1, 6, 3, 6, then you'll know that the 2, 6
Yeah.
comes
Uh-huh.
after, right? So
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing I would give you.
Okay.
Like I give you a number line, I give you some of the fractions, and I tell you to tell me the missing fractions.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now, well, the rules for the sign numbers. Let's just go through it again. We did it at the beginning, but just to emphasize, all right? So you've got, uh, if you were subtracting, you change the sign and you add. So this 3 minus 5 is saying subtract 3 from 5. All right. So the 5 has a positive, you change it to a negative and you add. So a 3 plus a minus 5, that means you subtract, just like we did in an earlier problem. 3 from 5 is 2, and the sign is negative. 5 is bigger, so that's why it's negative. 3 minus a minus 5, change this sign to a plus 5 and add. 5 plus 3 is 8. Now, most of our operations will be addition, but I just wanted you to understand subtraction. And if you're subtracting, and notice when you're subtracting, you've got a subtraction sign between the two numbers. See, there's a difference. That sign there means subtraction. That sign there means a negative 5. So know the difference, all right? That's an operation sign of subtraction. This negative is a sign that it's a negative 5, okay? And signs are the same. You add a plus 3 and a plus 5 is a plus 8. And like we said, we were borrowing the money, a minus and a minus gives you a minus. Minus 3, minus 5, minus 8. If you're adding different signs, you subtract. All right, you subtract. That means getting a difference. And the sign is that of the number that has the bigger absolute value. So the 5 has the biggest absolute value. So that's why minus 3 plus 5 is a plus 2. Whereas if you were adding a negative 5, you subtract 3 from 5 is 2. But now your sign is negative because your bigger number has a negative. Any questions on that, Marietta?
No.
Okay, because those you did those signs correct. Now, when you get into multiplication and division, they're the same. The rules are the same. Signs are the same. You get a plus. So a plus 5 times a plus 3 is a plus 15. A minus 5 times a minus 3 is a plus 15. But if your signs are different, your answer will be negative. So 3 times a minus 5 is a minus 15. A minus 3 times a 5 is a negative 15. So know the difference between your multiplication, division, your addition, and subtraction. Right. Now, let's go to finding something on the number line based on what we see on the number line. Okay. Now, see if you can do this one, Marietta. What is the value of A on this number line? Now, remember, this is a 1 and this is a 2, right? So that means each one of these will represent what? Fourths? 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So 1, 1/4, 1 and 2/4, 1 and 3/4, 1 and 4/4, which is a 2. So knowing that, which answer would you pick here? 5/4, 6/4, 5/8, 1/8. Now you wouldn't pick C or D because we've got it divided into fourths, right? So it has to be between A and B. Which one would you say?
I'll say A.
Very good, Marietta. That's right, because 1 and 1/4 and 1 and 1/4 is 5/4, because
Yeah.
that's really saying 4/4 plus 1/4, and that's equal to 5/4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's because that's a fourth and that's a 1, and the 1 is 4/4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't need an underline here. And let me just make that 1/4. Okay, very good. So you got that one correct. Now let's go to, now we want to go to some sign operations. So now those are the kind of things that where you're given things on the number line and the things not given, you able to figure them out, right? Because if you figure out that each one of these represent a fourth, then
Uh-huh.
your answer has to be in fourth. That's why I said you could eliminate C and D because they're not divided into eighths. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all right. Now I'm giving you some sign number operations. I want to see how you do on these. You can just tell me what's a 3, a +3 and a +4. What is that equal to? Right here. +3 and a +4.
A +3 and a +4
Mm-hmm.
is added.
That's added. They're like signs. So what do you get?
You get um it's a 7.
7. That's right. +7. Or you could just say 7 because the default is plus. Because remember,
Okay.
add, plus and plus gives plus. Minus and minus give minus. Plus and minus, subtraction. So what's the answer to number 2? A +15 and a -7.
Okay. +15 and a -7. You have to go through that one first, the 7 first.
That's a subtraction now. A plus and a minus, unlike signs add, that means you've got to subtract. So what would be your answer? 15 minus 7 is what?
8.
What is 15 minus 7?
8.
Okay, so what would be the sign? Plus or minus?
A minus.
Which one is bigger, the 15 or the 7?
7 is bigger.
15 or 7?
15.
Okay, so what would be the sign?
The 7 is bigger.
15 and 7? Isn't 15 bigger than 7?
Yeah, 15 is bigger. Sorry about that.
Okay, so what would be the answer?
It's what's the name of it? I can't say it. A parenthesis.
No, you adding two numbers with different signs. That
Mm-hmm.
means you subtract. So 7 from 15 is what?
is 8.
Okay, 8. The number 8 is correct, but I ask you, is it a plus or minus?
Minus sign.
No,
Is an added sign?
no, it's a 8, but the sign is plus, Marietta, because the 15 is bigger and it has a plus.
Mm-hmm.
The sign here is the number with the greater absolute value. 15 has a greater absolute value than a minus 7. A
I
minus
say,
7 absolute value is 7. A 15 absolute value is just 15.
but when I said the 15, you said thing, you said okay, and all right, I understand what you're saying now.
You've got to subtract, right?
I
So,
subtract it.
and you get an 8. But you
Yeah,
said negative. It can't be negative because
added.
the
It's
sign is determined by the number with the greater absolute value. 15 has a greater absolute value than 7, and it has a plus sign. That's why this becomes a plus,
okay.
right?
Oh, all right.
And the plus 8 is the same as 8. So
Okay.
this is equivalent, okay? Because you don't really have to put the sign. The default is, if you don't put a sign, that's your default 8. Got it? Now, here's a subtraction. Now, what do we say about a subtraction? Change the sign and then add. So if you change this to a -4 and then you add, okay, so this becomes, let's see, plus 7. And we say we change the sign and we add. So this would be plus, and the +4 becomes a -4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now what's a +7 and a -4, Arietta? Different signs, you're gonna subtract. So what would you get?
A 3.
That's 3, plus or minus.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the sign on the 3? The 3 is correct. What would be the sign?
Um, minus.
Which number has the greater absolute value, a 7 or a 4?
I say the 4 have more value.
4 bigger than a 7?
Oh, the 7, the
The
7.
7. So what would be the sign on the 3?
4. Plus.
That's it, plus. Yes. Plus 3, and plus 3 is the same as 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Plus.
now here's another subtraction. So here we go again. We take the 17, gonna make that a plus,
Plus.
and the -14 becomes a +14, right? We change the sign, so that becomes a plus 14. So that's a plus 14. All right. Okay. So what's 17 plus 14?
31.
31. That's right. Very good. 31. Okay. And of course, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Now, the asterisk we said can represent multiplication. So what's a +5 times a -8? Unlike signs multiply to give you negative. So what would be the answer, Marietta?
A plus sign and a negative sign.
Yeah, unlike signs multiply to give you negative. So
Yeah.
what would be the answer here?
Let me see. Oh my God. That one, that one, thing I
5
have
times 8.
40.
Okay, it would be 40. And what would be the sign?
Is add plus sign.
Plus times minus gives minus. Unlike signs multiply to give you negative. So it would be a negative 40. Right? A plus times a minus gives you a minus. A minus times a plus gives you a minus. A minus times a minus gives you a plus because they're like signs. A plus times a plus gives you a plus. Number 6, 9 times a minus 9.
Oh, 9 plus multiply.
That's right. Very good. Multiply. So a 9 times a minus 9 gives you what?
81.
Okay, plus or minus?
Minus.
Very good. Wonderful. Okay, because you
Get
got a plus times a minus. That's going to give you a minus. Okay. All right. Now, let's look at a word problem. Okay, I'm going to put this on the next page. Okay, now read that, Marietta, read that problem
where?
right here, number 7. The status of,
The status of Jim account was negative 5. And I can see the rest. We something a
no,
check.
okay, wait a minute.
Can't see
Don't
the
worry,
box.
I'll make it bigger. Okay, there we go.
Okay. The status of Jim account. Okay.
Okay,
Was negative 5. He
right.
wrote a check for 15. The bank charged him a $10 fee for being overdrawn. What was the new status of Jim account?
Okay, that's using the signs. So what would you say your answer is?
If the account he wrote the account was $5 negative $5 and he wrote for $15 and the bank charged him a fee for $10.
So what's the new status?
The new status, let me see, negative 0.
No.
The account is $5. $5. He wrote a check for 15 and they charge him $10.
So what's the new status?
His new status is $5.
How could it be? That's a
Yeah,
negative 5.
yeah, that's the negative 5. And he wrote a check for $15. Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me see that one. And that one is at his thing. Let me see. Negative 5. And so he has to I have to add it together to get the amount.
What do you add?
You add the 15, 15 and 15 and 15 and the 5.
Why would you add the 15?
He wrote the check for $15.
Well, what do you think happened to that check?
That's what I want to. Then the bank charging for the bank charging for $10 fee.
Okay.
So in all together, he owe altogether he owe $15.
So right, $15 is a minus 5.
Yeah, he owe $15.
That's it. Okay, a minus 5 minus 10. That's where you get the 15.
Yeah,
Because if he didn't have the money there, he- that check is not.
they're going to change. They're going to bounce again.
You're absolutely right. It's not going to clear until he gets some money there. So right now he owes the bank. The new status is a negative $15. That's the answer. Negative 15. That's the answer.
That's it.
Yeah, because the check for 15 is not going to clear because he didn't have enough money. He's already negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it's a $10 fee for being overdrawn.
Yeah.
So his $5 that he already negative plus the
Yeah.
$10 fee negative. So his new status will be a negative 15.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Now that's using signs, the practical way, right? Because we kind of understand, with banking. Okay, so let's go to, I think we have another. Okay, got a nice little, chart for you here. Let me make it a little bigger because I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Now, can you see that chart? Iced coffee?
Iced coffee large for three 49, and the
Yes,
small 2.49.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's see if I can bring this up a bit. I want you to see it all. Okay. So above is the menu for a coffee shop. There's no sales tax charged on the purchases. Greg is throwing a party and he wants to buy 8 large cappuccinos, one for each attendee. He wants to buy all the buttered croissants he can without spending more than $80 total. How many croissants will he be able to buy? So I want you to think about that and tell me how you would solve it. I'll give you a few minutes to look at it.
Where is it? I can't even see it. Where is it? The
Can you, what part you can't see?
bottom there?
You mean the question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, a little larger.
All right, let me make it bigger. Okay,
Okay, now I could see.
all right. Uh, so he's buying 8 large cappuccinos. So let me just, so you're gonna need that 8. You're gonna need that 8 large cappuccinos. You're gonna need that in the problem. Solve it, right? So, you buying. I want you to solve it now. Buying 8 large uh, cappuccinos.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're buying 8 large cappuccinos. Let me make it bigger. Okay, and how much does he have to spend? Okay, has $80
And the cappuccino is how
to
much?
purchase his items. Okay, so you got $80 to spend. So you're going to need that $80 total. Okay. Now, how many total croissants? Now, look on the chart. What do the croissants cost?
Two 29.
Right, 229. So the buttered croissants cost 229 each. Okay, so you got everything you need to solve it. Now, how many croissants can he buy?
When
Now,
you
the the
catch
the,
it,
the cap. What does a large cappuccino cost? We need to know that cost, right?
cappuccino costs
What's the cost of a large cappuccino?
$3.89.
Right, large cappuccino. We got that from the chart. Okay. A large cappuccino is $3.89. Okay. Now I think you should be able to answer that, right?
Let me see something.
How many croissants can he buy?
Wait a minute, I'm doing that.
What's the first thing you're doing, Marietta?
Hmm?
What's the first operation?
You have to the cappuccino, and then
You want to find what? What's the first thing you want to do?
um the 80 you subtract the 80 and the 8.
No, no. The first thing you do is what? You were saying it.
The cappuccino and um the 80 the money, the $80. The eight. Find the
It's
cost of the
of
eight.
8 large cappuccinos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what that is. How would you find that? Just tell me how you would find it. How will you find the cost of 8 large cappuccinos?
To me, you have to subtract the eight and the cost, the 3.89 and the eight cappuccino
You have to
too.
subtract?
Yeah.
Why subtract?
You can't add. Let me see. Hold on, let me see if it's add. Um, 3.89 and 8 cup of coffee.
You're buying 8 large cappuccinos. You know each one costs $3.89. How would you find the cost of 8 large cappuccinos?
So you have to think the $80 and the free 3.89.
No, no. You're only dealing with the cost of one cappuccino and the fact you're buying 8. What operation would give you the cost of 8 large cappuccinos?
Um multiply.
That's it. That's it. You'd have to multiply 8 times the 389, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do that. That's your first step. 8 times 389.
8 times 3.
8 times 3.89. Okay, I'll give you the answer for that one. That's 31.
12
Yes, right. $31.12. Okay, so that's $31.
and 12 cents.
Okay, now what will be your second step?
And you have to think by the 80, the $80 to see
What?
how many croissant you could buy with the rest of the change.
So what's the operation?
Um Multiply the 31 by 80.
No, 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 no. If you spent $31.12 on the cappuccinos and you had $80 to spend, how would you, what operation would find the
Subtract
amount? Subtract. That's right. So you'd have to subtract.
the 31.12
That's
by
right. Subtract
80
31.12
by 80.
from 80.
Yeah.
So
It's
do that.
30 30 30 32 $30.32.
31.12 from 80 is what?
Um Wait a minute. 31.12 by
31.12 subtracted from 80 equals $48.
wait a minute.
Did you do the subtraction?
Subtract by 80. Oh, so sorry.
Right? Did you get 48.88?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what would be your next step?
And
Find how many croissants you can buy.
yeah.
What would be your next step?
Um
What operation?
um the 230, 230, 229 to the 48 you
What operation?
multiply.
No.
No, you can
You
multiply.
have $48.88 left over. Each croissant costs $2.29. So what operation would give you the number of croissants you could buy? What would you do?
You multiply.
No,
Add. You can add.
no,
You subtract.
no.
Hey, so what is it? That one is battery. That one, I didn't, divide.
That's it. You've got to find,
Divided.
that's it. You've got to take the 48.88 and divide it by the 229. So it's a division.
Yeah.
Divide the 48.88 by 229, and that's the cost of
$21
a croissant.
and 34 cents. And the rest of the thing.
Okay, so when you divide the
88.
48.88 and you divided that by 229, $2.29. What did you get?
Yeah, I take it thing. Let me see. Let me do it again because I get 21 thing.
At 21,
Yeah.
21.34.
Uh-huh. That's what I get.
Okay, 21.34. So how many croissants can you buy?
Mm.
So what would be the answer?
21, 30, 34.
You can't buy part of a croissant.
Huh?
So how many croissants can you buy?
Let me see. Mm.
You can't buy a fraction of a croissant, so you can only buy 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't buy part of a croissant. You buy the whole croissant. So
Yeah.
even though this came at 21.34, you don't have enough to buy 22,
I put the cents too. I,
right? So you can only buy 21. That represents number of croissants. So
because
you
I
can
said
buy
21,
21.
34. And yeah, I said 21, 34. And they say,
No, but you think about what you're buying. You can't buy a fraction of a croissant. They don't sell you halves. The
a cent. I
bakery only sell you whole croissant.
put, yeah. Now croissant is expensive. Croissant is $2. Some places is 150 now.
Oh, yeah, everything's gone up.
Yeah.
Everything's gone up. Delivery costs went up, so they got to pass it along to the
Oh my God,
consumer.
it's expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Well, you
Mm-hmm.
did really good today, Marietta. You did really, really good. And we'll continue our PEMDAS. I think, let's see. We'll go back and review our PEMDAS rules again. But I think you understand it enough to do your homework, which will have a couple of PEMDAS and probably some sign. Be
Okay.
similar to what you did before. And you did well on that, okay?
Mm.
Do you have any questions of anything we went
No,
over?
no, sweetie.
Okay, that's good. Let's see. All right, let me